We are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us. You are on the last hangout of the year with us. This is the My Dream Team Freedom Fridays webinar hangout, and joining me tonight is none other than Mr. Miguel Fuentes. How you doing, sir, tonight?
I am exceptional. I'm freaking excited tonight, and I'll tell you why. Because we are on. This is our number 18, our 18th hangout, our 18th weekly hangout. We started back in what, June, July-ish or something.
Actually, it was about the last week of August.
Right, and we have just been rolling. We've been talking to leaders. We've been providing value. These webinars, these hangouts are getting so much easier for everybody involved, and we are growing, folks. It's amazing. I'm just so excited. I'm so privileged. Scott, dude, I got to give it to you. This was a great idea. We've been rocking it. I've got so much respect for you, man. You've been so awesome for this community that we've built. And honestly, I'm very proud and I'm very happy to be a huge part of it. I love what we're doing, and I can't wait to see what's going to come down the road very soon. It's been so exciting so far. We've had the best of the best of the best come and sit on our couch here.
And the best is yet to come.
Yep.
You touched on a really good point, Miguel, is that you have to have a servient attitude. You have to have one of wanting to give back and one of abundance. I've got some points that I want to go over tonight that I know for a fact that if you can take at least a handful of these, that it will take you right into the next year and you'll just blow the doors off of everybody else. One thing about doing these hangouts and these webinars is that we are exposed to leaders of the industry that literally rise head and shoulders above everybody else. And their whole premise or their goal is to go ahead and give back to the community. So we have this opportunity at least 4 times a week to go ahead and learn what they're doing to be successful in their business. So what we do is we go ahead and we pull nuggets away from them, and then we go ahead and we collect them, and we do our blog posts, and we do our webinars and hangouts, and we disperse it back out to everybody else. So that's really all that I got to say, is that we're a community of online entrepreneurs that are focused on helping you, on helping our team grow and build their businesses online, offline, whatever it is that you want to do to do successful in your particular business. That's what we're here to do, and we're only going to succeed by a team, by helping each other out. So Miguel's here, I'm here, we got Samantha, we got Chris. So, we are all here for you, and that's what it's all about. So if you have any questions, go ahead, get in contact with one of us. Since we're a part of My Lead System Pro, which is the largest online community of entrepreneurs out there, and might I add, the best,
by far,
go ahead and you can start your $10 trial just by clicking on the link below and getting started. And, it's so simple, it's so easy, and it's easier not to do. But if you want to go ahead and change your financial future, then I highly recommend that you just go ahead, take the trial. You got nothing to lose, you got everything to gain. So with that, I want to go ahead and jump right into this, because I know everybody's time is precious in here. And Miguel, if you could just go ahead and write down these points as I go through, because these kind of overlap, and I don't want to repeat something completely over again, because I might get on a roll here. And by all means,
I'll keep you on track, buddy. Absolutely.
All right.
Dude, this is awesome. I really wish Samantha could have made it tonight, because she's been a big part of this community.
I know, man. She's such a bright beacon. She's always got that wonderful smile.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me get that real quick. I got people knocking on my door.
Right on.
Fire away, sir.
Okay. So right now I want to go ahead and give you at least 8 helpful tips for your business. And this is something that anybody can apply to their business that's going to go ahead and increase productivity and help you to do better in your business. For tips for success, we're going to start out with visualization. Now, having a vision, a clear vision, something to visualize. You need to see where you're going. Okay, you're not going to get anywhere just by simply without focus. You have to focus on what you want out of your business. If you're going ahead and you're doing your business and you're not focusing, you're not having a business because you're going to fail. Yeah,
that one really is a huge one. I mean, we always talk about, start with the end in mind, but if you don't know what the end is, how can you ever do that? How can you ever, if you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't touch it, you can't pull it into right now. It's very difficult to do that unless you can actually see it. So, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm sure the leaders that we brought on they all have a lot of vision, lots of vision.
right. And what about being specific? I mean, you can't just be a wandering generality. You have to be laser focused on your vision. You have to know, okay, you got your goal of your set amount. Okay, what dollar amount is that specifically? Okay, and what do you plan on doing once you achieve that amount? What are you going to do with that? Again, be very clear. Don't think that it's going to come along very quickly. We all have this microwave. We live in a microwave society. Everything is push button. Everything is just like right now. So just know that nothing in life will ever come to you overnight. Now, again, let's go back to focus on one thing at a time. There is a book out there called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Miguel, have you read that one?
I have. That was on my list just recently. I just finished. Well, I'm working on the Motivation Manifesto right now, but before that, I was totally reading. I did read that book, and it was great.
What was your greatest takeaway from that, or what point stands out of that book?
Overall, and Scott hit this right on the head, is that, nothing. We do have a microwave mentality in this society. People want their results, and they want them now. They want it now. Nobody's really willing to put it out there for 2 or 3 years to really wait and see the results that they need to have in their businesses. And this is why it was so crucial, because it changed that idea for me, that if the way you look at success is, you've got to look at success as a series of very small wins that you get every single day. So when you wake up and you review your goal, you've won a small battle right there. You've eaten a correct meal that you were supposed to eat. You've won a small battle right there. You've done the things in your business that you were supposed to do. You're winning a small battle every single day. And that's all it is just repeated winning every single day. And just give it time. Be patient. Don't try to. I'll be honest, I get impatient. I have got impatient before. Boy, it's just it just happens. It happens. But
human nature.
It really will. The Slight Edge will change the way that you look and you view your business. It will change the way that you look and you view success. When you realize, that was my biggest takeaway, was that it changed the way that I look at how my business is run and how success is achieved. Because
what's so funny is, Miguel, we were just talking about this before we started the webinar. Remember how I said about how you have to flip your brain?
Yep.
And you've got to totally change the way that you actually view the world as you see it, the world as you know it, because you have to have that entrepreneur mentality versus the employee mindset, and you will never, ever get what you want. Still trying to be an entrepreneur, but having that employee mindset.
That is a huge jump. You're so right. I mean, Scott, that's a huge, huge jump for every entrepreneur, to go from working for somebody else with a guaranteed paycheck every single week or every 2 weeks, whatever it is, to depending only solely on your productivity every single day. That's so freaking scary for a lot of people, because you don't know, am I going to make a sale this week? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But you could if you work at it. We've seen that. I don't know if you guys remember when Sonny Linares came and visited us. His story was so powerful because he was broke as broke can be.
Yeah.
Dude, I think he said he had like $7 or something like that. And like he literally just put his nose to the grindstone and worked it. He's married. I think he has 2 kids, just and was able to turn that entire situation around. I think just the other day he posted a picture of his new living room, and man, it looks pretty darn nice, I gotta say. So, yeah, you're totally right about that, Scott. You got to make that transformation and depend on yourself and start thinking of it that way.
All right, so we got number 1, visualization. Number 2, focus. And number 3, let's get active. Okay, you can't steer a parked car. You're not going to be able to fly a plane without forward motion. So you got to get out there. Pull the ripcord out of the plane, and find a way to make a parachute the way down. I think that was what was said last week. Jump out of the plane and figure out how you're going to land on the way down.
That's true. You got to jump. You got to jump. Take the plunge.
Don't be afraid, because you got to ask for help. Yeah, it's okay. Don't be afraid on getting help. Let's see. You can go ahead and watch TV. It's okay to watch TV, but do your work first.
That was such, I think, yeah, absolutely. And that's been another very powerful realization I've had lately is just exactly that, is to not discount your me time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't feel guilty about having me time. You just don't. You shouldn't, because it's yours. It's your time. And if you, and a lot goes back to, if you have the right philosophy backing you, it won't be like a selfish thing that you're doing because you're taking half an hour to sit down and take a break and chill and like do something that you want to do, whatever that is. And yeah, it's yours. You should own it, in my opinion. I mean, I value my time immensely, almost more than anything right now. And I got to have me time. I just do.
Well, especially if you got a family, you can't discount them. You have to put them into your business. You have to work them into your business, and you don't go ahead and segregate them and keep them away and just focus on your business. You got to incorporate the two. It's symbiotic.
Very much so. Absolutely.
All right. So get active. You should be focused on income-producing activities first. So don't sit on the information that you've been given. Now, Miguel and me, we're on webinars throughout the week, and we get all this wonderful information, but it's completely useless if we don't go ahead and implement it and actually utilize it. So we're redistributing that in the form of content, and we also implement it into our business. So you can best believe that when we hear some new strategy that comes out, we are right there on the forefront implementing it, and then we're writing about it. So that's something that you need to do, is get active, get busy. Now, going on to the next one, don't be afraid to say no. It's a powerful word. Learn how to use it. I have this attitude of not wanting to really, I don't like to offend people. It's just my nature, but I have a hard time saying no for whatever reason. You need to learn how to say no. Miguel?
Yeah.
Right?
It's truth. Absolute truth. This has been a very huge lesson for me. I'm going to share something a little bit personal here. For me, this has been my biggest barrier to actually growing as an entrepreneur and actually having success is stop trying to please people. That's it. Stop trying to make them happy. You just won't, you can't, and you're going to kill yourself in the process. So it's just, no is so powerful. Like, you have to protect your time. You have to protect your business. And you've just got to. I know there are a lot of people out there like me who are very family oriented. They're very friend oriented, who value relationships, who value being around other people who are great. But sometimes you just have to pick your direction and say no to the rest. And just, it doesn't mean you cut people out. It just means that you're focused. And it's not a bad thing that you have to feel bad about saying no to people. It's just you're not going to ever make it if you try to please everybody. It's just a fact.
So when your buddy wants you to go out for the weekend with you and says, hey, you know, let's go on out, you say, you know what? No, I can't do that right now. I got a big project coming up and I got a goal I'm trying to hit. So I'm going to have to pass on that.
Easy. That's a hard one, man.
I know, right? Especially like when it's like the premiere of Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding about that, man. I'm so stoked about that. We got tickets to go and do that tomorrow. Yeah, taking the whole fam, having some valuable me time there with the family.
Yeah, that's right. And just so that you all know, we're both diehard fanatics, so you know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Value your time. Your time is a heck of a lot more worth than what you believe that it is. So you need to go ahead and understand that, yes, you have a dollar amount associated to your time. Time is the one thing you will never get back. You can never get it back no matter how hard you try. You can always make as much money as you want. You can't make the time back. So go ahead and make sure that you are valuing your time. And don't go ahead and overstay your welcome with your sponsor and your business. All right. Understand the value of other people's time as well as your own.
Absolutely. It's too important. It's like, honestly, I'd rather give you money before I give you my time. It's like, you know, I could show up for that fundraiser and work, but you know what? Here, just take some money and I'll not go.
I mean, just to show you exactly, you know, how much people's time is worth value. There's a six-figure earner that we know of that's in part of our community, and he spent $50,000 over a weekend to be mentored by in a private setting in a group, just to go ahead and sit there and absorb the information of somebody else's time.
Yep, $50,000. Buys a lot of Star Wars tickets.
Right on. Good thinking. All right. When you need help, ask for it. Okay, there's no shame in it. You know, this community is here to help you. We're here to guide you. But, and this comes with a disclaimer, do your research first, please. YouTube it, Google it. We're trying to teach you to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, okay? And so you'd be amazed at how many people, they get really frustrated and you know, just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, did you Google it? No. Did you YouTube it? No. Okay, well, I'm not going to be the person that's going to literally be holding your hand 6 months from now. I do expect you to be able to go ahead and learn how to walk eventually. So yeah, ask help when you need for it though. If you go to Google and YouTube and you can't find it, you can literally put your question into the community and like within a matter of a couple hours have 24 different responses back to you.
Easy peasy.
Number 7 I'm on, be a good listener. When you're around leaders and in general, listen to people how they speak. Okay, don't be offended easily. What they're trying to do is tell you the God's honest, the truth, that stuff that you need to hear, not stuff that you want to hear. So this is the part where you have to like develop that mindset to be in that learning mode, to know what you don't know and to be accepting of this information, even though it might be a little hard to swallow for you, that it's going to help you in the end. And honestly, they're not there to go ahead and tell you something that's going to harm you in your business. So why wouldn't you have an attitude of just like being a sponge and accepting it? So be a good listener.
Be open to it. Be coachable. That's exactly that. You know, listen very carefully. Be coachable. Don't take it personally. That will destroy you. go around and every time somebody gives you some critique, gives you some advice, you take it personally, they're wrong. I don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know nothing about my situation, and because of this and because of that. And it's going to drag you down. That person's not going to, what are the odds they're going to coach you again? Probably not very good. Because I'll tell you what, most of the time, if you can pull the ear of a 6 or 7 figure earner in this business and they want to give you advice, better listen up. Take notes, do something.
Or don't and stay broke.
Right. It's, I mean, that really goes back, like I was just reading that today was the attitude that people have towards the people that are making it in the business. This goes a lot to that point, that the reason you don't want to take that advice, the reason you think that you're right and they're not, it's because you don't see yourself as being able to become like somebody else that's very successful. Maybe you hate them. Maybe you don't like them for whatever reason that you have. You think they lied or they cheated or they've done something wrong. But the God's honest truth is if you want to get to that high level, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the effort. You've got to grow yourself as a person, like so many of the leaders that you're probably watching online right now have done. They've put in their time. How do you feel about them? Are you negative towards them? Are you jealous of them? Do you get feelings of like inadequacy about the people that are trying to mentor you and teach you? Because if you do, you'll never become like them. You'll never experience that kind of success. I mean, it was, like I said, I'm reading a motivation manifesto right now, and a quote out of that book is a man building a home and knows that, how does it go? I just totally spaced on that. He's such an eloquent writer. Like Brendan Burchard, he writes pretty. Like, honestly, I started reading the book and I didn't think it was a development book because of the way it was written, because it's written so wonderfully. It takes a second to actually get used to. But yeah, you see, a man building a house who knows that the house will eventually hold the devil, he's going to stop building the house. Over time, he's going to stop building the house. And that's what's going to happen to you if you have negative feelings towards the people that are winning. So keep that in mind. So I just wanted to make that point because it goes a long way to being coachable as well.
No matter what you're doing in your life, be thankful. Be grateful where you're at right now at this point in your life. You may not be where you'd like to be, but there's a sure better you could be totally worse off than what you are right now. I have, a family. I got 6 kids. 4 years ago, my wife, me, and our 4 kids were living in a hotel room because we'd lost our house. So we're very grateful of where we're at today, and we know where we've been, and we are grateful for every moment. So what I'm trying to say is that just because you got more money doesn't mean that everything's going to be better. So you got to learn to be grateful where you're at right now, because money is an amplifier and a magnifier. So if you're grateful now, the money, when it comes, you'll even be more grateful, and you'll be able to use that in a very grateful way.
Totally. Gratitude is huge. It's, for those of you that do go and pick up the Slight Edge, there's a technique in there that he advises you to do every day, which I have been doing since I finished reading that book. I've been doing a lot of things differently since I read that book. But one of the things he recommends you do is every single morning, first thing in the morning, you get up and you write down 3 things that you are grateful for today. And this will change you. It has changed me. It has changed the way that I react to people. It has changed the way that my mind tends to waver to negative things. That is less and less and less and less. I have more control over it because I'm constantly starting to look for the good in things now versus the nots, the I don't haves, the I wish I had, and that person's a negative, or whatever nasty things that your mind tends to conjure at times. But so it's a huge activity. So I mean, I highly recommend it to invite gratitude into your life, just by doing something as simple as that. Like, I literally have a daily planner. Every morning I will open it up, write down things that I'm grateful for every day. And it's fantastic. It will literally open doors for you, and people will notice you more, more than they are.
You know, Miguel, what made you go ahead and decide to do that? What made you go ahead and decide to, I don't know, start writing down this stuff? What were you hoping to get out of it?
A shift, a change. Well, I'm always on the level of looking to improve myself and grow myself as an individual and as a person. I study constantly, all the time. Like, there's rarely a time that I'm not listening to something. And this goes back to another tip. I think Linda Bomba left us with this tip on one of our webinars here on this Hangout. Is she does the same thing. She is almost never, never a time wherever she's at work or whatever she's doing that she's not listening to something motivational or inspirational or educational. She's reprogramming her mind, which is what we've been taught to do, but how many people actually do it with some consistency? So I knew, and I know, I continue to know, that the secret to success is growing yourself as an individual and as a person. The money's going to come as a result of that, as a result of your personal growth. So you've really got to make it a priority. Wake up every day, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Plan your day. This is another Brendan Burchard tip that I got from the book that I'm reading currently. I write down everything that I intend to accomplish for that day, and I make a checklist. And if I get it done, great. And there are days when I've missed. There are days when I've just hit everything on it. And you would be amazed at some of the things that are actually very difficult to do. Like, for me personally, because it affects my business in such a dramatic way, I have to get off of my job on time. I have to leave on time. I can't linger in that place, because I know that I will lose 20 to 30 minutes if I linger. And if I linger around there 20 to 30 minutes, you lose that 30 minutes every day. By the end of the week, you've lost 3 hours of time that you could have been working on your business. So it's very, very important, like, that you look at what you're doing, write down things that you're grateful for, make a checklist of stuff that you need to get done today, review your goals in the morning and in the evening, and really work on yourself. That's where I'm at right now. I'm growing myself emotionally as an entrepreneur in every way that I can. So I highly recommend that you do that. Plugging into these webinars that you're watching right now is huge. It's huge, because we have had so much value roll through these doors. It's multi-million-dollar value that we've had roll and sit down on our couch and be shared with us on everything: Instagram, Facebook, email marketing,
Blogging.
whatever. What's that?
Blogging.
Networking. Pick something. It's back there.
I know, right?
So yeah, so it's just a pursuit for me, man. It's a constant pursuit for me, just to get better, just to build a better human, I suppose.
And your traits are not different from the traits of multimillionaires. The thing that separates us from the multimillionaires is time.
That's it. That is it. Time, direction.
Time, direction. Constantly tweaking along the way. Don't get me wrong, but eventually you get there. That goes into the next point. Treat the business like a business. If you want to have a business, you gotta treat it like a business. You have to think like a business owner. You cannot think like an employee. This is very difficult, because from the time we're born, we're told to go to school, get good grades, go to college to get that good job. When you become a business owner, nobody's going to fire you. You cannot. You're stuck with yourself. So it makes it very easy for you to procrastinate, to put off, to go ahead and not be hard on yourself. So that's why some people, unfortunately, are just not cut out to be entrepreneurs.
It's just
the way
not,
that is.
not for everybody.
No, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, because there is somebody that's going to always have to be there to give me my order when I go through the drive-through. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
That's funny.
I don't, that's it.
I had a mentor one time early on in my career. I had a mentor that would say stuff that he was like that. He'd be like, you know what? He's like, not everybody can do this. And this is when I was first learning. And this goes back to the whole coachable thing. Because at coachable, I was not at that time. That's for sure. He would say, he's like, you know what? It's just not for everybody. He's like, if everybody did this, like, who's going to serve me my drinks on the cruise? Who's going to take me to the airport? Like, who's going to do all this stuff? And I'm like, of course, at that time, I was like, that's not funny. You're so mean.
I tell you, man, it takes a special person to go ahead and do this business.
It really does. It really, really does. And that's a harsh way to look at it, but honestly, it is very true. It's not for everybody. Not at all.
So, with that, treat the business like a business. You have the potential to make more money than doctors and lawyers in this business. And these are people that have gone to school 7-10 years of their life to devote to one profession, to go ahead and work for somebody else to make the money that they feel that's going to make them successful in life. And you can outdo that. And all we're doing is just sharing information with others and helping other people.
That's
and get right down to it.
It's a process. It's also a process. You got to learn. You got to learn the business. Mm-hmm. You got to learn the business to start with. You got to get in there and learn it, which comparatively, what we do is nothing compared to what a doctor does. Right. Seriously, like, you're going to open someone's skull and monkey around in there for a while. Like, yeah, try that against writing a blog post. I don't think so. It's slightly more difficult. But at the same time, we have the potential to be paid on the same level. So what does that tell you? That's amazing. That's like, it's a gift. That's all I'm going to say. It's a gift. It's a gift that you've got if you got it and you want to have it and own it and work it. I don't know.
So here we are on the next one. For all you Star Wars freaks out there, they do or do not. There is no try. They just do it. Don't try to go ahead and say the words, I'll try. Remove that from your vocabulary. Do it.
Languaging.
Yeah.
It's so important and so powerful. Try. That word is, I have a mentor who says the word try literally is an excuse to fail. It's an excuse to fail. When you say, I will try.
Can you try to be married?
I'm going to give permission to myself to not execute that and totally fail at it, because I'm going to just try. And it's life-threatening, not only to yours. It's, man, like we have another leader in our community who put out a course a while back that talked about expressing woe and expressing negative thoughts and feelings and the things that you're doing in your writing, the stuff that you're putting out there on the internet. And the one thing that you never, ever, ever do is express your lack. You never express your struggle unless it is over, unless you have conquered it. Unless you have moved past it. You do not express in your marketing whatever you're writing on Facebook, whatever you're writing on YouTube, whatever you're saying in your videos. Do not express that lack. You keep your mouth shut.
And don't put any negative out there. Don't be negative. Don't throw the negativity out there. We don't need it. Ever. And that's the thing, is like, so many people, they're like, okay, I'm a professional network marketer. And then they've got all this trash that they're putting on their profiles. And you're like,
Okay, obviously not. And it's like lack. I'm missing something. I don't have something. Like my business is so hard, and all these things, and that will repulse people faster than anything else. Because people will, like, if whether you want to admit it or not, the strong will leave you behind because they cannot survive if they must take care of you. You've got to be strong and run with them. Stop expressing your lack, especially to the people that you want to teach you. That will crush you.
There's an expression, Miguel: a drowning man cannot save a drowning man.
That's right. Never. Man, that's depressing.
Oh, I love it. Okay, moving right along. Did I already talk about investing in yourself?
No.
You have to invest in yourself. That goes without saying. That's the best investment you can ever possibly make. Invest in who you are, your mindset. Start showing up regularly at these webinars. Start showing it at all these wake-up calls. Start going ahead and showing up for your business. Invest in you. I cannot express to you how this is so important, both to your overall being as well as your entrepreneurial spirit, and you feeding your mind constantly and showing up in your business, investing in you. I mean, come on. Why would a six-figure earner go ahead and invest in a $50,000 weekend? Is he there just to hang out with his buddies? Was it a really good concert? No. He got information back that is going to pay him probably tenfold out once he implements what he's learned. And that's what it's all about, is about becoming a better you. So,
by the way,
yeah,
it's $10.
Okay. If you want to treat it like a $10 opportunity, that's exactly what you're going to get out of it. This is a multi-million-dollar potential business here that you have just stumbled upon. Seriously.
And you can try it out for $10. What is that compared to? And that is nothing. That is nothing.
And Miguel, when they go ahead and they call us up in about 2 months and they say, this ain't working for me. This is not, I'm not making any money.
That's unfortunate. Me personally, I let him go. I can't, I can give you some tech advice. I can give you some mindset stuff, but if you don't listen, I don't know what else to do. I'm honestly, like, here's how I kind of think about this. With the people that I've already coached and the people that I've already worked with personally on their stuff, they've been in the back office. I have given them multiple and just worked with them personally, hands-on, to get their stuff going. Mm-hmm. And if they have not seen or found the value of what they have had through the training that they've done already, through the community that they're connected with now, through me and seeing the value that I can bring to their business by having a mentor who has been there and done that, what else can I do? It's like, I honestly, if you come at me with that lack mindset, I say goodbye. I say, you know what? Best of luck. My door's always open, but you know what? I'll talk to you next time. I'll see you later. Good luck.
Good luck. May the force be with you.
That's it. May the force be with you. I heard that movie's like 97% by the critics on Rotten Tomatoes. On RottenTomatoes.com is giving it 97% rating. Unheard of. Unbelievable.
It might even gross $1 billion the first week.
Wow. I'm going to go see it.
Let's see. Did I talk about serving others?
Let's see here. No.
Okay. Stop running around with dollar signs in your eyes. Okay, you're not going to get rich overnight in this business, and you're not here to go ahead and make money off the backs of other people. Engage and help others, excuse me, contributing to what you're doing for others. Have a servant mentality. It will serve you.
Mm-hmm. That's the shift.
Position yourself as an expert. Look around. People that, like myself, people like Miguel, we're considered experts. Not because we know it all, but because we're taking the lead. And that we do know a few things about marketing. And that we know that we can help you. So
a few things is cutting it short there, dude.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be modest here, okay?
Well, I had to call you out on it, so there you go.
All right. So, position yourself as an expert. You don't have, look, if you are on this webinar and you take the $10 test drive, you go back in the back office, you pick one marketing strategy, you watch that video, you now know 97% more than anybody else on that subject.
Yep. Easily. Very easily. And that's another thing. Don't discount the things you do know.
No.
Because a lot of people don't know that stuff at all.
It's really simple stuff that they don't know. I mean, how many times do you like get a question, Miguel, and you're like looking at it and you're like, they really just asked me that question?
Always the classic response, did you Google it?
To be continued.
I'm
All right.
not trying to be mean, guys. You know what? I'm just gonna say that I'm not trying to be a
No,
mean.
it's not. It's posture. It's not. It's not. What is that? What's that word where you're like you're so.
You're setting the relationship. You're basically establishing the relationship with the person.
Right.
So when you kind of, they're like little kids. Well, not like little kids, but I say that because my son is always trying to push my buttons. He's always testing me to see what he can get away with. And honestly, if I let him get away with it, he thinks he can do it, and he keep doing it, and he'll keep doing it. And people are like that. Honestly, I'm not trying to offend anybody or say anything mean or rude, but if you don't establish your relationship and how your relationship is going to be with certain people, and a lot of people, even the people in your life that are living with you now, if you don't establish how the relationship is, they won't respect it. They won't respect what you want to do or what you're trying to do. Like,
you know, that's so big, Miguel, because when I started becoming an entrepreneur and having a totally different mindset, I started being around the people, and I noticed that I was beginning to think differently than them, and they thought that I was the weirdo.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to call you down. They're going to, you know, and it goes back to that classic quote, you know, I mean, people rain on your parade because they don't have one of their own. That's a fact, and it's the truth.
So here's another tip for you. Get fit. Yes, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are really big on fitness and about what they intake in their body. And there's a reason for that, because they actually care about the way that they think, both mentally and physically. So, you know, you want to go ahead. You don't need to be uber success in order to go ahead and get fit. You can start today. You can start your regimen. You can start eating healthier, living healthier, being healthier.
Mm-hmm. It's important. You only get one body.
Yeah, and plus it gives you more energy, man. I don't know about you, but if what you eat, what you intake determines whether or not how much energy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm slowly getting better at it. Tonight I was at a Christmas party function thing for my company, and there was lots of food there, and I ate a lot of food, but it was delicious. But I'm getting better at it all the time. The diet's getting better. The workouts are getting in there, which is another thing that I'm just doing. And it's a very, very important thing. I mean, you could be the most successful person ever, but if your health is gone or fading, you don't got much.
All right, I got 2 more points, and then we'll be done. Consistency. You have to do this every single day, whether you want to or not, and you have to hold yourself accountable. Miguel's got a planner. He has a set thing that he does every single day. And if he doesn't do it, he's probably doubles up the next day, or he kicks himself in the butt and goes, that's okay. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
I do the butt kicking.
Okay.
I just, and it does really become like a game state thing. It's something that I'm trying to win at. After a while, you just like, okay, you know what? I got to get off work on time today so I can do my networking, and I can start on this blog thing, and I can do all these other stuff that I know that I need to get done. But if I don't leave on time, I'm going to lose 30 minutes. So it becomes something like, for me, it's become a challenge. It's like, okay, what can I do right now that I won't have to do later so I can leave when I need to leave? It becomes kind of fun, actually.
I mean, consistency, well, what's your daily method of operation? What are you doing on a daily basis? What can you do to make your life easier? I started going ahead and doing all my Facebook posts on Sunday for the rest of the week so that I didn't have to do them on a regular basis. Yeah, sure, I'll go online and if I see something, I'll post that. But I know for a fact that there's going to be at least 5 posts throughout the week that are going to automatically pop up. So it populates it. And then I've got to go ahead and promote for the webinars. So that's going to pop up as well. So I've scheduled this stuff all in advance. So right come Sunday, I will have at least 9 posts that are ready to go throughout the week. That's so I don't have to do it. I've scheduled my AWeber, so I'll schedule all my autoresponders out for the week. So I have that going out for the blog post that I'll be doing. Every morning I have a regimen. I do an Instagram post first thing when I wake up in the morning. I at least do 2 blogs during the week. So, there's a set schedule. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to have consistency. It's okay to start out small, do little, and then you slowly build upon that, because you're not going to go from down here to just going up here, right immediately. You can't do that.
That's the wrong way to look at it, and that's my new philosophy, is to do that, is to absolutely take it in bits and pieces and build a brick wall, 1 brick at a time. You've heard the old saying, how do you eat the elephant? You can't swallow the whole thing, but you can eat it with tiny little bites every day until you get that sucker done.
You don't need to die of a bullet. You can die from 1,000 tiny little cuts.
Oh, that was depressing.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, man.
Oh no, nah.
Let's hit this last point, man. This is where the rubber meets the road, and it's being a leader. Being a leader. Well, what is a leader? It's so important. You gotta stand up and be one. If you have seen me 2 years ago, there's no way I would have ever been on this webinar. Not a chance. I would have done everything to avoid it. I would have pretended I was sick. It's just a matter of that if you want to be successful in this business, look around and see the people that are successful. You got to do what they're doing. You got to attempt to be like them, emulate them. So by us being on this webinar, we're doing exactly what the leaders in the business are doing. We're providing value, and we're getting out there and putting forward 1 foot in front of the other. So,
yep, all it takes to lead is to start leading. Because most people aren't. They're looking for somebody to follow.
Either lead, follow, or get out of the way, right?
That's exactly it, man. That's exactly it.
So the moment you decide that you're successful, you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. That's all I got.
Awesome. I'm super excited for next year, for the things that are coming down the pipe.
We're so going to rock it.
Pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I'm super pumped. I mean, Scott, I mean, I just got to put this out there, man. I do really appreciate all that you've done for this community. I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm blessed to be a part of it. I wish Sam were here tonight. I'd be telling her the same thing. She's just been amazing. You know, she's been showing up and getting involved and doing the thing. And I'm just happy, and I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to what is coming down the line for us in the next year. I think we would have, gosh, if I could put a value on the library that we have, that we've built up to this point, I mean, it's got to be in the millions of dollars, at least, at the very least, with the information that we've compiled so far.
And all we've done, Miguel, is we've just interviewed people that we see that are successful, that are the movers and shakers in this business. It's not like we've gone out there per se and distributed the information. So we have other people's, the best of what they've got.
Which is a lot.
It is. Now, for everybody out there, if you want this information, you can see the last 5 episodes on our YouTube channel on the Dream Team. So all you got to do is hashtag my Dream Team, and it should pop up in the Google search. And you can also YouTube search it for the Dream Team or my Dream Team. But all the rest of the archives, that's in our private Facebook chat, and that's for exclusively the people that click down the button below the video.
Subtle. Click the button.
Exactly.
Right on. Right on. It's awesome. Scott,
man,
I got nothing else. It was, I don't know, like, you know what? I'm pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm very pleased. This was very informative, honestly. Like, if your first day one watching this webinar, you've never marketed a thing online before, this will help you move forward. I'm happy with that. I'm value going out there to our marketplace. That's what our goal is, and that's what our goal was. So, very awesome.
And we're not here to try to like steer you wrong. We're here to help you. And you have not only myself, you got Miguel, but you have an entire community, I mean, of thousands upon thousands of people that you can literally ask a question and get the answers you need, providing you go to Google and YouTube first.
Awesome.
So, cool. Miguel, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, man. It's right at an hour time. And, you know, I want to tell everybody out there, hey, be sure if you have any questions, go ahead, put them in the comments below, or go ahead and get a hold of myself. We've got our websites right there on the little screen at the bottom. So you can go ahead and contact us, either one of us, and we'll be more than happy to get all your questions answered.
Good night, folks.
See you all next year for a totally awesome year that's going to happen. And it's just, yeah, man, happy holidays to all of you.